Well, welcome. This is going to be a lesson on Jimi Hendrix's House Burning Down. Now, this is an awesome track. I've been in love with this track like forever, and there's lots going on, okay? The intro is a huge incendiary mix of flange and delay and cascading notes and super burning guitar. It's quite incredible. The rest of this is going to be the whole thing, okay? I'm going to give it everything I got. We're going to start with the intro, and the rest of the lesson will be available to purchase, and I will put the link just down there for you. So let's kick off with learning the intro. So before we get started, I'm tuned to E flat, okay? So if you're into any of Jimi's stuff, or you're into lots of Jimi's stuff, you pretty much need a guitar that's tuned to E flat, because almost all of his stuff is in E flat rather than standard concert pitch. So you're going to need to tune everything down half a step. So what looks like me playing an E is actually a true pitch of E flat. Okay, and everything I reference here is going to be as if you're tuned to E flat as well. Okay, so I'm dead keen to get through this. It does sound sonically like there's a lot going on, and it's actually not that much. I was surprised when I finally tapped it out that there's less notes than you think, so don't panic. It's just the flange and the near-far panning and the left-right panning and all the delay that makes it sound like a sonic avalanche, which is kind of the point, right? It's supposed to sound like the guitar's on fire, and it surely is. So we're going to be kicking off the intro around the 14th fret, okay? So we're in this pentatonic box shape 1. Okay, and we're going to be working at the top end of that on the 17th fret of the 2nd string, okay? So the first phrase we're going to do is this one. Alright, so what is that? We've got a bend up from the 17th fret, okay, one whole step, and some vibrato on the end, okay, so that's a tone bend. Okay, now, this is a very distinctly Jimi bit. Jimi had this technique of bending up a string and then catching the adjacent string as he released the bend. So you get this effect of bending up the 17th fret, okay, on the B string, and you're catching the G string on the way down as you release that bend, and then pulling off to the 14th fret on the G. So you get bend up. Okay, I'm still got that bend held, and I'm going to pluck the G string and release. Okay, bend up on the 17th, 2nd string, then we hit the 3rd string, release the bend, and go down to fret 14. So that phrase will be one bend, then the bend again, so the timing of that, you're going to have to listen to the track, but really it starts with that bend, then the bend and the kind of release thing. So it's kind of 2, but then there's a 3rd one that comes a bit later. So the whole thing roughly feels like this. Next we move up to the E string. Okay, we're going to play a bend, a whole tone bend at the 17th fret, and do the same catch the string on the way down trick. So we go bend up at the 17th on the E string, catch the B string on the way down, and play 14 on the B string. Okay. One more time slowly. Then we're going to go this little phrase here. It's a slight bend up on the 17th on the B string, 14. Then it can either be a pre-bend and release on the G from the 16th fret, or I like to kind of slur it by sliding from the 18th fret, like that. But whatever, I think Jimmy probably pre-bends it. Then down to 14. Then he's going on to the D string, D string, and he's going 16 to 14, 16, 14, down to the A string, 16, 15, 14, then he back up to the D string, 16, 15, 14, 16 on the A string, 14 on the A string, slide down to 12. So that's a lot, right? So let's just review. So we've gone, then and finish the phrase by starting at the 12th fret. Slide up, that was a terrible slide, sorry. Slide from 12 on the A string up to 14 on the A string, and then hammer on to 16. And then finally hit the F sharp, which is at the 14th fret, 6th string, the E. So we've got to do that big at the end, because the next bit we're about to do is the chord bit. So the chords are F sharp minor, A, and B minor. Now if you want to do it exactly like the record, you won't be able to play the B minor, because as soon as the B minor gets hit, he actually is already playing the first part of this next lead bit. We are targeting the 17th fret, okay, with a slide. We need to make sure we don't overshoot, we don't undershoot, and we're bending that 1.5 steps. Then we're playing 17th fret on the E string and the 14th fret. Then we're doing that bend again at the 17th fret, E string, bending it up again 1.5 steps. Then bending the 17th fret once again, but only bending it 1 whole step. And then playing 17th fret one more time with no bend, and playing the 14th fret. Wow, that's a lot of stuff going on there, so... Now the next bit is this. So, from our bend on 17th fret, but now we're on the B string. So we've gone. So we're starting our phrase with that bend. It's a whole tone bend with a bit of vibrato. Then we go hammer pull from 14 to 17 to 14. And then onto the G string at the 16th fret, bending up a whole step, releasing, and then pulling off to 14. Okay, so we've got the last note of that is 16 on the D string. Okay, so we've got our next phrase is this. Okay, so we start that phrase ascending the notes we came down in the previous phrase. So we start off going from 14 to 16 on the G string, and then we head up to the B string once again to do a kind of hammer pull thing, starting at the 14th, hammering onto the 17th, pulling off to the 14th, and then a kind of semitone bend at fret 16 on the G string. So play that twice, and then we've got 14, 17, 14, 16. So we've got, okay, after that we've got okay, and that is 16, 14, 16, 14 on the G, and then 16 on the D. So that whole thing would be so our next phrase is this. So we do 14, 16, bend up 16 on the G, grab the 17 on the B. Then bend 16 on the G again. Then do 16, 14, 16, 14. Slide down to 13. Do 13, 14, 13, 11. Next phrase is this. So that's 14 on the G, pull off from 16 to 14, hammer on to the D string at the 16th fret, back to 14 on the G string, then do a hammer pull, so we pull off from 16 to 14 on the D string, then back on to 16, then back up to 14 on the G. Next phrase is on the A string, so we've skipped the D string. Now we are at the 14th fret, we go 14, 15, 14, slide down to 12. And then slide off, 12. Then we're reaching the conclusion of the intro. We've got these 4 notes. Slide into it from the 14th fret on the A string. Do that twice. And finally that phrase one more time, and then we move on to the G string. So we're going. So that's 14, 16 on the A, 14, 16 on the D, then we're 16 on the G, bending up and grabbing 17 on the B, then starting at 16 on the G again, bending up and then releasing, down to 14, 16 on the D, 14 on the G again, and then 16 on the D again. So that was. Then, last but not least, a slightly less distorted sound. I'm going to slide up and do that little one. Okay, so that is, we're going to target basically the 17th fret on the B string and the 18th fret on the G string. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2 and 3. So slide in is 1, and then 2 and 3. So we go 1, 2 and 3. And then we go, which is 2 stabs at the 16th fret, and 2 stabs on the 14th fret. And that concludes the intro. Well done. So if you'd like to join me for the rest of the lesson, going through all the guitar, the verse, the bridge, the chorus, the solos, then join me and click the link below. We'll see you on the other side.